What is up, guys? This is Double T. Welcome back to another video. And today we are back in brand new Subway, doing a new city, Boston. Now, Boston's public transit. I mean, it's good, but it's not showing its full potential. So, this is my Boston brand new subway map. Now, I mean, before we start with anything, let's start with like the two elephants in the room before we even start with the subway, since I built the subways first and then the regional rail. But this is a regional thing, so like we got some oddballs going on here. I mean, the first thing. This is the Boston Convention. What is this called? Boston something? BCEC. I need to search it up. God damn. Boston CEC. That did not even show me anything. BCC, Boston. There we go. Boston Convention and Exhibition Center. There we go. So yeah, this is the BCC branch. Now there is basically two services. Is when it was proposed there would be two services to serve this like weird branch thing. There was like the Fairmont Franklin line was to serve this branch, and another service. It ran from this station at the BCC to Back Bay. But this is not really a good representation of it, because what it actually did, it started at Back Bay, and then it ran as if it was going to South Station. But then it would turn onto these tracks. It would turn down here, and then it would go on this weird loop thing right here. It would go on this weird loop thing, and then this is not really on the map, but the track would have started here and then run parallel to South Boston Bypass Road to BCEC. But on the map, it just looks like it went straight to BCEC. That's obviously not a good representation of it. But yeah. Also, we have another oddball, the Grand Junction line. So this line was basically a shuttle line in between North Station and a new stop at West Station. Now, this station was actually proposed, and I think it's scheduled to be completed in 2040. I think 2040 is kind of a long time away. How does it take that long to complete one station? But yeah, this service was made to be a shuttle, to basically shuttle passengers from West Station to North Station. I guess now I don't really know if this would be justified today, because it kind of is like a reverse branch, kind of. Like, you technically lines, trains from the Worcester line, which is what the line connects to. Trains from the Worcester line can use this to get to the south, and they could use it to get down here, when normally they would just go down this way to Lansdowne and Back Bay, and then through here. Or well, it would end at South Station, but South Station is not the actual end now. Alright, so I guess those are the two oddballs. Now let's get into actual things. So let's first start with the subways. The Red Line has been extended from Alewife to 3 stops, stopping at East Arlington, Arlington, and Arlington Heights. And also, we have made a Red Line branch stopping at, it will branch off at Harvard Square. It will stopping at Mount Auburn, East Watertown, and Watertown. This was built not only to like decongest the overcrowded 71 bus, just like this branch is to decongest the overcrowded 77 bus. It was also to replace the A line, the Green Line A branch to Watertown. This is the replacement. Basically, everything else is the same after that. The Orange Line. The Orange Line has been extended both south and north. So the Orange Line has got 2 new branches in the south, with a branch continuing via Washington Street to Dedham, with stops at Rosendale Village, West Roxbury, LaGrange, Grove Street, and Grove Street, Germantown. While there is another branch that goes via the commuter rail, with stops at Rosendale, Mount Hope, Clarendon Hills, West Street, Hyde Park, and Reedville. And the North Extension, it has also been branched in the north. The Orange Line has been extended to serve existing stations, existing commuter rail stations, all the way up to Reading via the Haverhill Line. And there is also a branch to Everett, since the towns of Everett, well, not really, the city of Everett is not really well served by transit. There's no, even in JT's proposal, which is what this is based off of, Shelton, there was no Everett line proposed. So I either was thinking to make a new line or to branch the Orange Line, and I just thought that branching the Orange Line would be a little bit easier. The Blue Line has, well, it has, the only change I made to the Blue Line is the red-blue connector. This will connect all lines with each other and is said to decongest Park Street. So now passengers that want to go to the Blue Line from the Red Line can now easily do that at Charles and MGH Station, and they don't have to go to Park Street and take the green to Government Center. We also have a new line, the Purple Line. So this Purple Line, I know it looks similar to the color of the commuter rail, but it's actually a slightly different purple. It's not really the same. You can't really see it, but yeah, it's a slightly different purple. So it'll start at Brush Hill. It will then stop at Bradley, then Milton Upper Hills, Mattapan with a transfer to the Mattapan Shuttle, the Red Line Mattapan Shuttle, and you guys might be asking, what is a 1? We'll get to that later. Then it will stop at Woodhaven for a transfer to the Franklin, Foxborough Special Event, and Fairmount commuter rail lines. Hold on. Oh, that's why. Okay. Nope, that's not the next station. Walk Hill, Norfolk is the next station. Then Morton, Dorchester, Washington Park, MLK, Roxbury, Nunbian Square, and Roxbury. Oh, wait. This should become simply Nunbian Square. Massachusetts Avenue, South End, Berkeley, South Station with a transfer to the Red Line and Silver Line, Aquarium for a transfer to the Blue Line, North End, Charlestown, Everett, and now after Everett, the Purple Line will branch, with one branch and stopping at Bellingham Square, Cary Square, Webster, Fennel, Park Yeamans, Mountain, this is Cushman, and Squire Road. While the second branch will stop at Union, Springvale, Highsill, Elm, Fuller Sargent, Malden, and finally Lynn. Not the city of Lynn, just the road Lynn. And there's actually another branch in the south that I skipped. The Purple Line also has a branch to Ashmont for a transfer to the Red Line and the Mattapan Shuttle, with stops at Melville Park, Bowdoin, Harvard, and Columbia. So that is the 4 subway lines. Now it's getting to the light rail. So we have brought back the A branch. The A branch is back, but it only goes up to Newtown Corner for a transfer to the Worcester commuter rail. And there are a lot of stations, since the Green Line has like way closer stop spacing than the subways. So yeah, I'm not really gonna name all of these stations, but here are all of them. I'm just gonna show you. Alright. So yeah, we resurrected the A branch. The B and C branches are exactly the same with no changes, but the D and E branches have been taken over. The Green Line no longer serves Riverside and Heath Street. While in the north, the Green Line has been extended all the way to Woburn to give Woburn transit access once again. And this is after commuter rail closed the Woburn branch that branched off the Lowell line. Now the Silver Line. Now I know the Silver Line in real life is actually bus rapid transit, but it has now been converted to light rail. Similar to the Green Line, it will stop at Tide Street Design Center, Northern Harbor, with a transfer to the Urban Ring, Silver Line Way, World Trade Center, Courthouse, and these are existing Silver Line stops. South Station for transfer to the red and purple lines. Chinatown for transfer to the orange line. Boylston for transfer to the green line. Bay Village, and this actually, we are now on like the new Central Subway portion, the Central Subway 2 via Stewart Street, stopping at Bay Village. Dartmouth, and then it will take over the D and E branches. So the former D and E branches are now the 1 and 2 and 3 branches. So the E branch, these are all existing E-line stations up until Heath Street, where the E branch, which is now the 1 branch, has been re-extended to Forest Hills. This is where the E branch used to end, but now it's cut short at Heath Street. And then it's been extended further via Walk Hill Street to Mattapan, stopping at Canterbury, Harvard Street, Walk Hill, Norfolk for a transfer to the Purple Line, Woodhaven for a transfer to the commuter rail and the Purple Line again, and Mattapan for transfers to the Purple Line and the Mattapan shuttle. So the 2 and 3, which is the former D branch, will stop at all existing D line branch stations to Riverside. The 2 and 3 will split at Newton Highlands, where the 3 will serve existing stations to Riverside, while the 2 line will stop up at Newton Upper Falls and Needham Heights, connecting with the Needham commuter rail line. And finally, for subways, we have the Urban Ring. This was actually the hardest line to make, because again, it's kind of really hard to make loop lines in brand new subway, but I tried my best to make it as accurate as possible. Since it's a loop, it doesn't really start anywhere. There is 2 services, the inner loop and the outer loop. So the inner loop will branch from the outer loop at Ruggles, stopping at Museum of Fine Arts, Kenmore, Kendall, MIT, Leechmere, and Sullivan Square. While the outer loop will stop at Longwood Medical Center, Longwood, Coolidge Corner, Northbrook Line, Harvard Avenue. Harvard Avenue again. On the Urban Ring, it would be called Alston and Commonwealth. This stop will be called Huntington. Then we have Alston proper, Western, Harvard, Mid-Cambridge, Beacon, Inman Square, Union Square, this is East Somerville, and Sullivan Square. And the 2 lines would rejoin to stop at Beecham, Everett, Wood Island, the Boston Logan International Airport, Northern Harbor for South Boston, Andrew, Newmarket, Dudley, and Roxbury. Now, I don't know where the yard for this would be, because I do envision this to be a heavy rail. This line, I do envision it to have 4 tracks, but the tracks would be like separate. It's not going to be like station like these sort of stations, like the stations on the east, they're gonna be 4 tracks you on platform stations, but instead of like on one platform, you have both services stopping on one platform. Each service will get its own platform. So basically, the outer loop will get its own 2 set of tracks, and the inner loop will get the other 2 set of tracks. So one platform will be outer loop trains only, while the other will be inner loop trains only. Yeah, again, I don't know where this yard would be, since it's kind of hard to make yards for loop trains. All right, now let's get into the commuter rail. So before we even show off any line, we have built the north-south rail link. Now, it doesn't, like, I know it doesn't really look like it. It's supposed to be a lot more smoother than this. But yeah, the north-south rail link, we have built it so that Boston commuter line trains can through run, and also so that Amtrak can extend their Northeast Corridor service. Because currently the Northeast Corridor ends at Boston, but with the north-south rail link, it can extend further to Concord, New Hampshire, or even Maine. Acela would get a lot more potential with this. So the first line, let's start in the north. So the first line we have is the Bedford line. The Bedford line, it will go up to a new station at Alewife Brook. Union Square is a new station. Porter Square is existing. And then it will stop in Arlington only, Lexington, and then Bedford via the trail. The Fitchburg line is exactly the same. It just has infill stations added to make it more regional rail. We have a new branch off of the Fitchburg line, the Wayland branch, stopping at Weston, Tower Hill, and Wayland. The Worcester line is exactly the same. It just has infill stations added to it. The Franklin line is exactly the same, with just has infill stations added to it. The Foxborough line, and since it's a special events line, it's an express line. I made it only have like express stops. The lower line has been re-extended back to Concord, New Hampshire, with the new end station being at Concord Capital Station. Since there's already a station called Concord on the network, and there is a branch off of this line to Wilton, with stops at Milford, Panama, South Merrimack, and Nashua. The Haverhill line is exactly the same. The Newbury and Rockport lines are also exactly the same, except Manchester is renamed to Manchester by the Sea to separate itself from Manchester Union Station, which is what the Manchester, New Hampshire station is called. The Providence line has been extended all the way to Bradford. Actually, no. Westerly's in Connecticut. We got that. Actually, wait, let's back. It's been extended all the way to Westerly, Connecticut. And, where is it? Oh, it's all the way up here. And this is the only line to cross in the 2 states. It crosses the entirety of Rhode Island, and it also crosses into Connecticut. However, it just stops just inside Connecticut at Westerly. I was gonna extend it even further to New London so that basically if you wanted to go from like Boston to New York without taking Amtrak, you can. Actually, like, it's kind of pointless how it just ends at Westerly. It doesn't go to like New London. So the old whoa, that is way too far. The old colony lines, before we get to that, the Staunton branch, exactly the same. So the old colony lines, basically, there has been some changes to these lines. So we have a new Quincy Point branch, or spur. The Kingston line, or the Greenbush line, is exactly the same. The Kingston station has been relocated, and this line has been extended to Plymouth, re-extended to Plymouth, actually. We have a new Taunton spur. We have 2 new branches to Fall River and New Bedford. And Cape Fire trains are also exactly the same. It just has more stops to make it regional rail. And since this line, technically this line is a seasonal line, so this line only runs in like summer, I'm pretty sure, or spring, or maybe both. It has express stops. It doesn't stop at every station. And it doesn't go to Central Station. It actually ends at South Station. But yeah, that is the Boston map. The Boston brand new subway map. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.